My dad was a lawyer, and he convinced me that getting a law degree, no matter what you do in life, is probably the best education anybody could get,
Right.
no matter what you do. And he was right. And I wound up going to law school. I became I went to law school in California. I sort of had to, I couldn't get into any law schools in Canada because of my LSAT score.
Oh,
Okay.
It was different back then, but I just couldn't get in.
Okay.
And I went to California, and then I sort of had to fight my way back and sort of overcome regulatory obstacles with an American law degree.
Yeah.
And then I went into criminal law. And in criminal law, most of the clients did what they're accused of doing. Not everybody's Perry Mason. And so you have to come to terms pretty quickly with you're not going to win.
Right.
Like your client's not going to be acquitted all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, your client's probably guilty. I think my biggest experience there, I had some amazing experiences. Doing criminal law. I got to travel all over Manitoba. I was doing circuit court work in rural Manitoba. And then I sort of stumbled into representing David Milgaard
Right.
in one of Canada's probably most notorious wrongful conviction cases.
Yep.
And although the ending to that story is it's sort of happy, but it's bittersweet happy.
Right.
Because he should never have gone to prison for 23 years. There were a lot of low points along the way. We were not successful many times along the way. And that was very, very challenging. And so it taught me early that life was not always going to be a bed of roses, and you better prepare for adversity.
Right.
In that case, it was very public as well. So when we tripped and fell, everybody knew that it was happening. And I sort of didn't have the benefit at that point of failing privately or failing quietly
Sure.
and learning along the way. And it taught me a good lesson because everything that came after I finished practicing law, I went into business. We had lots of ups, lots of downs, and all that life experience I think was very valuable.
And then where do you go from law after doing countless cases, I can imagine, and all those ups and downs? Where does the idea of becoming a businessman, an entrepreneur start?
Well, so once we got David out of prison and solved the crime,
Yeah.
I was so disillusioned with the justice system that I found it very hard. I loved being a lawyer. I still identify, my heart is very much identified as being a lawyer. But I was so disillusioned with the system that I needed to get out. And, to be honest, I'd also, when you're a criminal defense lawyer, you need to be 100% in your lane defending the accused
Right.
without judgment.
Yeah.
And I found that I started to at least think about the character or the nature of what my clients, who they were. And that was starting to take the edge off my ability to go 100%. And I knew in my heart that if there's the slightest deviation from what you're supposed to do in the justice system, your role as the defense lawyer, it was best for the system, best for the client to step away.